In this tutorial, I'll be demonstrating how you can create these custom letter logo designs using the width tool in Affinity Designer, which really comes in handy for this sort of thing. Before we get started though, if you want to learn more about how Affinity Designer works, be sure to check out my Affinity Designer Masterclass. It's a collection of over 80 videos where we go over all of the tools and features in Affinity Designer, and I explain what they are and demonstrate how they work. We even have a private community where you can ask questions and get help from me anytime you need it. I'll have some information about that down below if you want to check that out. And now that that's out of the way, let's get started. So I'm going to open up a new document, and I'm going to grab my text tool. And make sure you have the artistic text tool and not the frame text tool enabled. And I'm going to click and drag to draw a large letter. And I'm just going to use a capital letter A for this demonstration. So I'll grab my select tool now, and I'm going to convert this to curves. So I'll come up here to the layer menu, and I will select convert to curves. And if I zoom in right here, I want to remove this part of the letter, the arm that goes between the two legs of the letter A. So to do that, let me click off of it to deselect it. I'm going to enable snapping by clicking this magnet icon up here. And then I'm going to grab my pen tool, which is located over here. You can also access it with the letter P on your keyboard. And let me zoom in on this a little bit. I'm going to snap to this corner right here and click. And then I'll snap to this corner and click. And then I'll continue drawing my shape, snapping to that corner and then that corner, and then back around to the outside, and then click on the starting point. So we end up with something like that right there. And now I'm going to grab the selection tool and select both of these. And from the Boolean operations up here in the toolbar, I'm going to select the subtract option. So I'll click on that. And now we've removed that arm from the letter. So let's just clean this up a little bit. I'm going to go to the nodes tool. If you notice, we have these unnecessary nodes in here. I'm going to click and drag over those to select them and press the delete key on the keyboard to get rid of them. And if you click on this point right here, you'll notice these little handles sticking out. I'm going to hold the Option key and click on those just to remove those. If you're using Windows, that would be the Alt key. And there we go. Now we have our shape. So let me make this shape a lighter shade. I'm going to use something like a light shade of gray because we're going to need to be able to see what we're drawing on top of it. And I'm going to grab the pen tool again. Make sure from the tool settings or the color settings over here, we want a black stroke and the fill color set to none. And the stroke size, I'm going to set that at 1. And once those settings are applied, I'm going to snap to this bottom left corner right here and click to add a point. And then I'll bring the cursor out here outside of the letter. And then I'll click and drag to draw a curved line. And as you click and drag, you'll be able to change the curvature of that line. So I'm going to make the line about that much right there. That's a good amount of curvature. And then press the escape key to close the path. And now I'm going to come over here to the width tool, which is located in the toolbar. You can also access it with the letter W on your keyboard. And this tool allows you to change the width of a path based on its points rather than the entire path. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to grab this bottom little round handle and click and drag this out, and it's going to allow us to change the width of that part of the line. And let me zoom out a little bit. And something right about there is what we're looking for. That's a pretty good size right there. And once you have that applied, click on the layer menu and go to expand stroke, and that's just going to turn that into a regular vector path. I'm going to grab my selection tool. I will make this object white. And then I'm going to grab our original letter A back here, and I'm going to make this black. And then I'm going to take this white shape, and I'll come over here to the Layers menu. I'm going to right-click that and go to Duplicate. And I'm going to select the object beneath it, the copy that's layered beneath it, and I'm going to make that copy black. And then I'll come over here, and I'm just going to click and drag this off to the side like this. And what I'm paying attention to is this area right here. I want to create this little point sticking out underneath this white space. So to show you what I mean, we're creating this part of the design right here. So keep that in mind when you're placing this. I'm going to place this right about here. Don't worry about where this is sticking out right now. We're going to take care of that in just a minute. But first we're going to select that white shape again, and we're going to make another copy. I'm going to right click on that and go to Duplicate. I'll take the copy beneath it, and I will make that copy black. And now I'm going to come up here to the Tool Settings menu, and if you notice, you have this icon up here. It looks like a bullseye. It says Enable Transform Origin. I'm going to click on that to enable it, and that's going to give us this rotation axis in the center of the object. This is the axis on which the object will rotate. So I'm going to take this point and place it over here at the point of the object. And then I'll bring my cursor just outside of this bottom left node until we get the rotation handle, and I'll click and drag like that, and I'm going to rotate this around about that far. And now we can disable that setting. So let me zoom back out. Let me grab my selection tool now. Now I'm going to click and drag over everything. Make sure you have everything selected and go into the Shape Builder tool and choose the Subtract option over here. And then we can click on this object right here to subtract it. And now I'm going to go through here and just click and drag a line going through these white areas to subtract those areas so that they become open space. And I'll do the same thing over here. We want to do this all the way through, subtract all of those objects. And I'm just going to take a closer look to make sure I didn't miss anything. Okay, everything looks good. And now I will choose the addition option, the addition setting. And now I'll click and drag a line through these objects right here to combine them together. And I'll do the same thing over here. I'll combine these objects together. And let me just combine these as well. There we go. And now we can grab our selection tool and click off of that. And the last thing to do over here is to remove this bottom portion of this curve. And we want it to be aligned with the bottom of this letter. So let me grab the rectangle tool. I'm going to snap to the bottom of this leg of the letter and click and drag to draw a rectangle going over that curve. And then I will hold my Shift key and click on the curve so that we have the rectangle and the curve selected, and come up here to the Boolean operations and click the Subtract button. And now we have finished our logo. So at this point, you can apply some color if you'd like. You should have two separate objects. If you want to take this object and make it one color, then you could take this object over here and make it another color. And just like that, you have created a very simple, customized letter logo design in Affinity Designer. If you found this lesson useful, then consider checking out my Affinity Designer Masterclass. It's a collection of over 60 videos where I go over all of the tools and features in Affinity Designer, and I explain what they are and demonstrate how they work. Kind of like how I did in this video. We even have a private community where you can ask questions and get help from me anytime you want. And best of all, there's no monthly membership fees. You just pay $17 one time and you're in for life. I'll have some information about that down below if you want to check that out. As always, thanks for watching.